खण्डमण्डलाकारम् व्याप्तेन चराचरम् तत्पदं पूजितं च तस्मै श्री गुरुवे नमः. Paying my highest obeisance to all the gurus present in the universe who brought this wisdom for all of us before starting today's discussions. And today's discussions is 7 stages of consciousness. Okay? Before understanding 7 stages of consciousness, we must understand what consciousness is.
Yes.
Consciousness is beyond our body. It's the basis for creation. How creation came into this universe, though creation did never come. Creation is Sanatana. It never came, it never started, and it will never end. That is the beauty of creation. And that is why we are called Sanatana. Now, all the religions who developed later, they got developed later. They got some names. But every human being born on this earth is primarily Sanatana. And now, from where this consciousness comes in? From where? Everything. Everything comes from something. We come from our parents. Our body comes from our parents. Our soul comes from our consciousness. And therefore, consciousness comes from nothing. Okay. Consciousness comes from nothing. From nothing, consciousness got born. From consciousness, space was born. From space, air came in. From air, fire started burning. And from fire, water got created. And from water, earth we have. And that is how the total state in which we always talk Panch Mahabhut, because your body is made of Panch Mahabhut. But you are made from 7 different things. This Panch Mahabhut, earth, water, fire, air and space, and along with these 2 things, consciousness and nothingness.
And
that is what
my soul? Oh, sorry, I'll ask my questions later.
That is what we are in a present state. And what is consciousness? It is Chinmaya. It is Shaktimaya. It is a powerful thing. And what are those powers which we talk about? There are 3 types of powers present in the universe. And then several powers are derived from 3 basic powers. These 3 basic powers are wisdom. First is wisdom. When the mantra, Navan mantra got created, the first seed is for wisdom. Second seed is for Maya. Maya also consists of Lakshmi, the goddess of wealth. There are 3 powers present in the universe.
You are back.
And these 3 powers got created by your consciousness.
Can you maybe repeat the third one? Because I think you were cut off in the middle. So that the audience hears it. So we have three powers.
Three powers are wisdom, wealth, and strength.
Thank you.
Wisdom, wealth, and physical strength are three powers present in the universe. And from these three powers, all other powers are derived.
Yes.
Okay. Now, let us understand the whole body, and this body has 7 states of consciousness. Consciousness, the place from where your spirituality starts. And I think I have spoken about that 3 stages of consciousness which we always talk, in which in first stage we all are different. In second stage we understand that we are same, but we do not feel that we are same. And we used to call them unconsciousness, subconsciousness. And when the moment you get the state of consciousness, you and me become same. I become same as any plant, any tree, any bridge, any ocean, any creation. Everything is in me and I am in everything.
Yeah.
Okay. But now, let us understand what 7 stages we are talking about. The first state is called awakening state.
Mm-hmm.
And what is awakening state? It's very wonderful state. You see, there are 4 types of voices, 4 types of your speech.
Mm-hmm.
And in the awakening state, speech is with the help of lips and tongues.
Okay, yeah. Mm-hmm.
So you really speak.
Yes.
You communicate with speaking.
Mm-hmm.
And what else? We start experiencing each other with open eyes.
Yeah.
I talk to you if I am awake. I can feel you if I am awake. I can see you if I am awake. And awake is a state in which all 5 Jnanendriya and 5 Karmendriyas are functioning properly and totally.
Mm-hmm.
So you can see, you can taste, you can experience, you can feel. Okay. So when all the 10 Indriyas are open, I hope all of us knows the 10 Indriyas, or do I need to explain you?
Maybe the people can watch the Instagram live about the 5 elements if they don't know it, and we proceed here.
Yeah. In brief, I am just telling you, Jnanendriyas are those by which we experience the outer world within ourselves.
Sense organs.
Yeah. I am seeing you in my mind, but through my eyes.
Mm-hmm.
So eyes is a Jnanendriya. I am hearing you inside my brain, but through my ears. So ears is a device which connects you with my inner self. And therefore, ear is a Jnanendriya. I taste food given by you with the help of my tongue. But where do I taste it? In my mind. So something what connects the food given by you to me in inner self is tongue, and therefore tongue is called Jnanendriya. Then you give me a rose of flower. The moment you meet me, you give me a flower of rose. This is for you, Guruji. with great love. And what I do with that, I use your flower by smelling it. So I get connected through my nose to you. My inner self gets connected to you through my nose, and therefore nose is a Gyanendriya. And another part of the body also gets connected. You touch me. So I experience you, I feel you. I feel you in my mind, but through my skin. And therefore, skin is also Gyanendriya. So, Gyanendriyas are those which are responsible to take the outside world within me. And Karmendriyas are those who takes something inside of me to outside world. And Karmendriyas can be my speech. A particular thought was developing in me, and that thought I wanted to send it to you. How can I send it?
Speaking with your mouth.
By speaking. Speaking through mouth. So what is mouth? Mouth is Karmendriya. I have got a desire to give you two apples, 2 bananas. How can I give you?
Hands.
Through my hands. And therefore hands is a Karmendriya. And there is a desire present in me to visit you. How do I visit you? By walking. Another Karmendriya. There are certain wastes in my body, and I need to take them out. I take them out through anus and through the genitals, through penis and vagina.
Yes.
And therefore, you have 5 Karmendriya: mouth, hand, legs, anus and penis, a vagina. You have got 5 Gyanendriya, that is eyes, ears, tongue, nose and skin. And if all these 10 are working, then you are awake. And now, we think that everyone is awake. True, everyone is awake. But I want to tell you a secret.
Yes, please.
That secret is that only 1 among 100% is awake. 99 are not awake.
Why not?
So what do I talk about? Why not? Yes. Why not? Because we are sleeping. You are talking to me and thinking about your sister. You are thinking about somebody else.
Yeah, usually not. I concentrate on the person I'm in the same room with.
It's not you I'm talking about
Okay.
in general. You is an example. Mm-hmm. So whenever you are not in the present moment, you are never awake.
When you're distracted and stuff. Okay.
So if you are not in the present moment and thinking about your past, thinking about your future, thinking that somebody has disturbed in the past, there is a trauma present in me, and this and that. Present moment is the moment I am talking, you are listening, and you are talking and I am listening. If we both can remain in this state, then we are awake, we are awakened.
Interesting.
And if you cannot, then you may be thinking about American president while you are talking to me. Okay. Why are there bombardment in the Middle East? You are talking to me, but your mind is in the Middle East. You are talking to me, but at the same time you are thinking, oh my God, tomorrow what I'll say to my boss. I have not completed my work. Then you are not awake, you are sleeping, and you are dreaming, you are thinking, you are lost in your own views.
Very interesting.
You are living in your dreams, but not awake. So awake is the state of consciousness in which you are capable of living in the present moment without worrying about the past and without thinking about the future. Past is past, forget it. Future has not come, don't worry about it. Live in the present moment. Talk to me. Or whatever work you are doing, talk to me is this present moment. But whatever work you are doing at a particular time, getting involved 100% with that work and not thinking about anything else is the state of awakening of your consciousness, and that is the first state.
Very interesting.
So now if I am not awakened, if I am not awake, what I am?
Sleeping.
This awake state is also an outer state of consciousness.
Mm-hmm.
And the second state of consciousness is called Swapna Avastha, dream state of consciousness. Okay? And sometimes we think that we are dreaming and we are sleeping. Not true. Most of us think that if we sleep, we dream. Not true. You are dreaming when you are not sleeping. Your eyes are closed. You are half awake, half sleep, and then your dream comes in. Dreams are never clear. There are a lot of people who are in the business of analyzing dreams. And then when you start analyzing, your dreams are wonderful, you know. One moment you are at your home, and second moment you reach somewhere else. Dreams are strange. And why they are strange? Because they are not a clear-cut thinking present in your brain. They are confused. Dreams are the confused experiences, confused emotions, and they are a mixture of confused experiences and emotions present in you. And when you are in the dream state, you are not in control. What dream you will see and when, you do not know. You can see any dream at any time. And you are seeing a dream, and second moment you can start seeing some other dream.
Yes.
Okay. So, in the dream state of consciousness, which is also an outer consciousness, you do not have control on your dream. Okay, so that is the second stage. Third stage of consciousness is, this voice is called Madhyama. This voice is present in your mind, it is present in your throat, but it never speaks through your mouth. There is no communication possible between you and somebody through your voice. Unless, of course, there are some dreams which scares us. And then we come in an awake state immediately. Oh, we shout. Okay? I think all of you must have experienced this. And then that time the voice, the Vaikari voice comes out of our mouth. Otherwise, Madhyama voice is present. Sound is there. But by that sound, you cannot communicate with anybody.
I think you have to start from the third stage because you got cut off, and I know now the name of the voice, but can you start? What's the third stage?
Third stage is I have not come as yet.
Oh, sorry.
Okay, the second stage is the stage of dream, in which your mind is confused, your emotions are confused, no clarity is there, and you have a voice, but with that voice you cannot communicate to outside world, and you can also not communicate with your own self. Communication is not in control when you are in the dream state. And third state is Susupti Avastha, sleep state. Okay? Sleep state is a state. Now see, awake state was a state in which all the 10 indriyas were totally awake and working for you to connect yourself to outside world and outside world to you. Susupti Avastha is one. We all sleep. I think you sleep. I sleep. We all sleep. But that's not truth. We don't sleep. We just rest. Somebody knocks the door. Oh, we get away. Yeah? So, what is Susupti Avastha? Susupti Avastha is one in which all the 5 Jnanendriyas, all the 5 Karmendriyas starts resting along with our soul. So your eyes are not working. You close your eyes. I think you close always your eyes before you sleep. So your eyes are not working. Your ears are not working. Somebody is talking. You cannot hear. Your ears are not working. Your tongue is not working. Your nose is not working. Somebody can put a flower of rose on your nose. It has no impact on you. Somebody touches you. It has no impact on you. And similarly, your mouth, your hand, your legs, your anus, your penis, nothing works at that time. So sleep state is that state in which all the 10 karmendriyas stops working and are in the situation and position of rest. Okay? Along with the soul. So all these rest, and this is, in today's language, we call it deep sleep. Sleep very deep. I think I'm blessed with that. Not many people can sleep like me. If I sleep and you can burn my house, then God can save me. Okay? But that is what sleep is. Sleep is not when you can immediately hear what somebody says. If any of your indriyas is in working situation, then it is not the state of sleep. Then you are a dream state, you are whatever state, but you are not in the state of sleep. But I tell you, there is a time when this state really comes in, and that is before death. Before death, our body sleeps in that stage, and we can call it the state of coma, we can call it a state of sleep, and their state of sleep is done. In this, voice is there, but of no use. And this voice is called Pasyanti. And Now the next state from where your real spiritual journey starts. Okay? And that is Turiya state. Okay? What is the meaning of Turiya? Turiya, the meaning of Turiya in English is beyond three. Okay? Beyond three. That means you are not in awakening state, you are not in a dream state, you are not in a sleep state. When you are not in any of these three, then the fourth state starts, and that is called Turiya. Okay, Turiya can only be attained by your efforts. If you do not put in efforts, you will never be able to attain Turiya state. Okay. In this state, you are not awake, you are not sleeping, and you are also not dreaming. Then what it is? No past, no future. Away from all the oppositions of the world, good and bad, profit and loss, men and women, beyond all opposition. A state in which thinking ceases to exist. There is no thinking. Nirvichar, no thinking. And no future, no past. Okay.
But it is difficult to think thoughts, right? Yeah. When your head is always empty and you feel like it's very difficult to even formulate a thought by yourself.
You are half sleeping, half awake, you are closed, your eyes are half open, half closed, and nothing matters to you. Somebody loves you, somebody hates you. It does not matter to you.
Yes.
So, this state, with the help of your continuous practice of spirituality, can be attained, in which nothing matters to you. Day, night, loss, profit, bad, good,
And can you still
healthy,
sleep, or it's very difficult
unhealthy.
to fall asleep because you feel like you don't need sleep, you don't need food, or people eventually fall asleep?
It's not sleep. It's not sleep. Others can think that you are sleeping.
Yeah.
But you are not sleeping. Your connections starts developing with source. And you are in that bliss of attaining source. The glimpses of source is visible in you. You start understanding and realizing that source is present. And when this state becomes permanent, then it is called Turiyatit.
Turiyatit.
Turiyatit means you are in Turiya state permanently. And the real, now everybody, these days what happens? Anyone starts practicing yoga a little bit, they put their hands and legs here and there, sometimes power yoga, and they are really doing gym and not yoga.
Yeah.
And they start calling themselves yogis. But the real Vedic meaning of yogis is in case you are able to attain Turiyatit state.
Thank you.
In If one is able to attain Turiyatit state, then only you can call them yogast or yogi.
Beautiful.
And what does the yogi means? I think every time when I talk the definition of yogi, I always say 1 plus 1 is 1 is yogi. Yog, addition.
Yes.
Addition in Sanskrit is called yog, and it's a strange addition, not the normal addition of 1 plus 1 is equal to 2. It is the stage of addition in which 1 is added to 1 and becomes 1. So, and this is the state when you start realizing that source is everything. And then you don't need your body. You get so deeply connected with your higher self that you become your higher self, and your higher self is beyond body. And after becoming your higher self comes the next state, and that is called Bhagavat Chetana.
Is this stage 6?
Yes, it is 6. You will always make me count the arithmetic language, 1, 2, 1 plus 1, now it is 6. Yes, it is now 6. And it is called divine consciousness, in which in Turiyatit itself you became beyond body. Now you understand totally that you are divine, you are your Ishta. मैं था तब हरि नहीं. It's saying, there is a saying in Hindi. मैं था तब हरि नहीं, अब हरि है मैं नहीं. When I was there, divine was not there. Now, divine is there, but I am not there. So this is state of divine where you become your Ishta, your Guru, and then comes the state of Brahmi Chetana, source consciousness, in which you, your Ist, your mantra, your Guru, everything becomes one, and that is source, which is the highest wisdom, highest knowledge of spirituality. So these are our highest consciousness. So these are the 7 stages of consciousness, starting from awakening state, dream state, sleep state, Turiya state, Turiyatit state, divine state, and source state. I wish that all of us who is hearing to this and who will hear to this in future get inspired by this, and they take their first step towards spirituality to attain an awake state and start their beautiful journey on the path of spirituality. Thank you.
Thank you so much. It was a beautiful speech. I think it's very important for everyone who is on the spiritual path and working with energies to know those stages and to have heard of them before, because otherwise if something like energy is rising, you will feel confused or you will not know what's happening inside you, and then you have at least heard from it already. So there are a couple of questions. You said there are 3 types of powers in the universe: wisdom, wealth, and physical strength. And from that, can you hear me? Many other powers derive. How many other powers? 60,
Many of them.
20, 100?
You are again interested in arithmetic. Okay. Many are many. and they can vary and change from person to person. Because some people can think, these 50 years, I think, last 50 years, we started realizing that there is no other power other than wealth. You can buy guns with wealth. You can buy wisdom. You can hire a person with wisdom if you have wealth. But then this pandemic has told us, no, health is also needed. It's not only wealth, you need health also. You need your breath retention. Okay, so now many things when I say truth can be power for me, cannot be power for you. So it changes, number changes from person to person. But yes, it can be truth, it can be valor, it can be patience, it can be many other things like bal. What is bal? The valor or vitality present in you. It is sanity present in you. It is spirituality present in you. Truth present in you. Modesty present in you. Kshama, that is forgiveness present in you. Compassion present in you. Grace present in you. And feeling of serving others present in you. All these are nothing but different wealth, different energies. Okay, so many energies can be sexual energy, physical energy. Many energies can be derived from the energy of wealth, wisdom, and physical strength.
Thank you.
Thank you. I think that answers the question.
Yes, otherwise I'll come back to it. So we have another question. In this state where divine is present, divine consciousness, state 6, and you are not, where in the state where the divine is present and you are not, you are now out of the laws of astrology and affected by inanimate objects like planets. This is the ultimate state to unbind ourselves from karma. Correct.
How can you? When body doesn't exist, how can there be pleasure and pain? And before than that, when we were talking about Turiya Avastha, I said you are beyond opposition. You cannot experience pleasure, you cannot experience pain, then where is the karma? The result of karmas are available to only in the form of either pleasure or in the form of pain. When your state of consciousness has risen so much that you are beyond opposition, pain and pleasure does not exist for you. Then how can you be bound by astrological laws? How can you be bound by karmic laws? How can you be bound by your destiny?
Yeah, I think she means even, let's say a person becomes enlightened in the age of 50 or so. And from the Vedic astrology chart, you could calculate when they're in the age of 55, this and this would happen. And I think she means, will it still happen or it will not happen? Because if someone reached divine consciousness, then whatever was written in your Vedic astro chart will not apply anymore.
You are beyond happening and not happening.
Because it doesn't matter to you if it happens.
It doesn't matter to you. And if something does not matter to you, it is as good as not happening.
I think that was important to put it like that.
Yes. Thank you.
I hope it makes sense. If it's not totally clear, then please put another question in the chat and we will circle back to it. What is the most effective way to reach to this 6th state of consciousness, which is enlightenment basically?
Yeah. The most effective way is to start your path to spirituality, and then you start slowly experiencing awakening state, states of dreams, state of sleep, and then experience the state of Turiya. But the first thing is first. And that first is that you have to make a decision to start walking on the path of spirituality. The first thing.
With initiation?
Yes.
Let's make it very clear, with initiation.
Yeah, with your initiation, you can start walking on the path of spirituality, and then slowly with your practices, with your procedures, with your processes, you will first attain the state of awakening. And from there, slowly you will pass one stage to another, and reach Turiya. Then with continuous practice, you will make Turiya permanent. And then the divine state comes in, wherein you becomes divine, you becomes your own Ishta. Okay, and this is the path all of us has taken to reach there, and you can take also to reach there, to reach the divine state of consciousness. Thank you.
Thank you. There are so many questions today. Do you think we can extend a little bit? I try to ask everything.
Little bit, 1 or 2 minutes. If you want to extend, it's okay. But
okay. I speak very fast because there are like 8 more open questions. Is the 6th state enlightenment or liberation?
Words, can we be beyond words? From Turiya itself. Turiya has a particular kind of voice, a particular kind of sound, and that sound is called Paravani. And what is Paravani? It is present in our center. This Vani, you can experience the whole world, whole universe. But you don't need to use your body. You don't need to use your eyes. What you need to use is your navel. The communication is done from your navel. Before than that, communication was done from our heart. I don't know whether you know or not, but you must be knowing, because women are having a bigger heart. They can communicate with the heart without using their speech. But Turiya state is the state you don't need even to communicate with your heart.
I think she meant 6th stage is enlightenment and 7th is liberation.
All communication takes place from your navel. And therefore, we say that these experiences are beyond words.
Yes.
Yeah, but I want to put, because when I want to communicate with somebody who doesn't know how to communicate with navel, we try to put into words closure words, and those closure words are completeness and enlightenment. Okay, so these are the words, we can name them, but the reality is that you becomes your ist, you becomes divine, and you are not human. What experience we are talking about? we are divine. But yes, closer word to this is enlightenment. Thank you.
And the last stage, the seventh one, where you are source consciousness, you could also call liberation, the seventh layer of consciousness.
Yes, yes.
Thank you very much. Next question. What is the difference between a person who practices pranayama and yoga and is not initiated, and a person who practices pranayama and yoga and is initiated? What is the difference?
Yoga and pranayama practicing, you don't need initiation. Yeah. But yoga here is yogasana. If you want to practice Sirsasana, if you want to practice Padmasana, Siddhasana, whatever the asanas are, you don't need initiation. But if you want to practice all 8 limbs of yoga, meditation, conceptualization, and pratyahara, then you must understand what source is. And whatever is not present in you, not in an awakening stage, you cannot experience it.
Interesting.
You can experience, I think when I was talking about the fire ritual things, I have explained that you can experience earth, water, fire, air and space, because these are things present in you. When you want to experience enlightenment, when you want to experience consciousness, then Guru puts in a seed in you. And from those places onwards, from pratyahara onwards, for practicing yama, niyama, asana and pranayama, no initiation is needed. But if you want to practice pratyahara, conceptualization, dharana, dhyan and samadhi, you definitely need a guru to help you, so that you understand what samadhi is. Otherwise, one of my wife's friend, she is always in samadhi. Whenever you see, she is sitting in her puja room, always in closed, eyes are closed. And then what happens? A child comes in, hey, but why have you come here? Come on, go. But if you can still experience outside world that a child is coming towards you, it's not meditation.
No.
So, yes, friends, you need somebody to tell you what meditation is. Otherwise, we are sitting with our eyes closed, thinking that we are meditating, but inside our heart, inside our mind, you know what is going on inside our mind, our heart. Oh my God, my wife has not cooked my meal. My husband must be coming in 3 hours. Oh my God, what happened? My husband has some temperature today. He has come 15 minutes late. I'm sure he must be looking at somebody else's wife or something else. So these are the thoughts going on when we are meditating. And as long as you are connected to outside world, Turiya Avastha is not possible. What is Turiya Avastha? Turiya Avastha is a state in which all your 5 karmendriya, 5 jnanendriya, they cease to exist. if they are functioning, then you are awake. When you are awake, there is no meditation possible.
Yeah.
You can close your eyes, can pretend, can remain in an ego that I have meditated for 3 hours today. Who will tell you? You have not. It's only Guru who will tell, no, no. It's your ego, my dear child. It's your ego which says that you have meditated. You have not meditated. Okay? Meditation is something in which we lose all our connections to outside world. Not worrying about my husband, not worrying about my wife, not worrying about my children, my situation, whether I'm rich or poor, not worried whether I have food for evening or not. Those moments, I'm totally connected to my higher self, to my inner self.
Can I
And
ask
then
questions?
that is how you can remain in meditation. Thank you. Yes, of course you can ask me.
Because there's only 6 minutes and you said we cannot extend. So when we talked more about this Turiya state, where I asked you, do you even sleep? And you said you don't really sleep. It's like you're in that state. And then it can be scary if you don't know what's happening. And will you actually fall asleep at some point? Because it feels like you don't ever need to have sleep.
You don't
Which
need
is
to.
the best?
When you are sleeping, you are not in Turiya. You don't need to be permanently in Turiya. You can sleep. And when you see, I tell you, when you reach Turiya state, you don't need sleep.
Right, but the thing of this is, what is happening? What if someone is in Turiya for 8 or 10 hours and they it's not that you feel fear, but it's like with the last bag inside your head, you're like, what is happening? And then you just lay awake. What would happen if someone doesn't fall off that state? You are not sleeping for 2-3 days. What? You call your guru, what do? I think people need like help or instructions to deal with it in case they ever reach, because they'll know the moment you come into there, you'll know. But what do you do then?
That is why I said you need Guru at that stage. Number one. Number one, the first thing what I said, the moment your pratyahara comes in, you need a Guru. One. Two, from where fear comes in.
Yeah, not
Fear
really
of
fear,
what?
but more like a concern. What if I have to go to my job the next day, but you don't feel like working because there is nothing that needs to be done, and other people will notice it and they'll put you in the nut house. So,
That is what the fear is.
okay.
That is what the fear is. That is what outside world is.
Okay, good.
You are not in Turiya.
Good.
If you can think about outside world, when you can think about losses and profits, when you can think about going to office and not going to office, if oppositions are present in us, meditation and Turiya doesn't exist.
And if someone reaches Turiya, would they still know in the morning I need to go to work? Would they still go to work?
Possible, yes.
Yeah, but then this is an outside world connection.
You see, you are not connected to outside world. You are working, but not connected, unattached. Somebody saying something to you, it doesn't matter. There is a person who loves me a lot. She claims that she loves me a lot. And every morning and evening, she tells me some 2-3 adverse things. You are not, you need to do this like this, you need to do this like this, you need to do like this. I smile, I hear it. I say to her, okay, I'll do it next time. But it doesn't disturb. It doesn't make me hate her. It doesn't make me love her less. Okay. And if it is not mattering, if she is saying something good and something bad, you are unattached, you are not worried, not bothered. And sometimes she says, okay, from tomorrow I will not do this work for you. And I say, okay, don't worry, please don't do it unwillingly. Then she comes back and shouts again at me. What do you think? Well, I want to do it. Okay, do it. Who stops you? Okay, these are the stages wherein nothing will matter to you. It will not have any impact on you, whether you have a job or you do not have a job. Job is a very, very outside thing. Whether you have a meal or you do not have a meal, it is not going to matter to you if you are at the stage of Turiya.
Interesting.
Thank you so much.
Our time is almost up. I have so many more questions, but I cannot ask them all. Maybe in the last 2 or 3 minutes, and then we just extend very few.
You can, but I request to all those people who has the questions, they can always put it into Messenger. There is a Messenger also in Instagram. You can put them in Messenger and I'll be very happy to answer them. I schedule the timings with you. It is not going to matter to me, but the next person who has to talk to me must be waiting, and then it is not good. But yes, you can extend 2-3 minutes if that makes all your questions done. Please do it.
Can you describe what triggers the state of Turiya? Because it probably comes spontaneously, and is there something you would say that triggers it? Or there is nothing like that?
Nothing triggers it. It can only be attained by continuous effort of a person. Continuous effort. If it triggered, it is the glimpse of Turiya. It is the illusion of Turiya.
So you just practice it, and one day the energy is rising, and then you're there. It's not like that you, like some people always say, some spiritual teacher, you have to practice to let go, you have to practice to let go. So it's nothing like that. You just say, do all your work. When you're initiated, you have special practices and exercises. Do it, and one day it'll just happen. Thank you. Very, very interesting topic. I don't want it to extend for too long. Thank you everyone for your questions. And then we will see each other again next Tuesday.
Thank you. Thanks to all of you for your valuable presence.